Sometimes when people come to me and say, my body doesn't like fiber, my body's not made to digest it. Well, none of our bodies are, right? It's actually the bugs that digest it and break it down and ferment it. But we also know that fiber is bulking. And so if we go too hard, too fast, then that can create fiber. So there's a tolerance buildup, meaning slowly adding it in so we can slowly start to feed those beneficial bacteria, but we're not adding so much bulk at once. And so I'll have people sort of incrementally increase their fibers. And then we also want to make sure you're consuming enough hydration and water, because fiber pulls, right, especially your soluble fiber, it pulls water into your colon. And so if you're not adding that water back in, then it can be a little too bulking and create more constipation. So I think, especially in light of this sort of fiber maxing, we just need to be smart about how we're doing it. And just because you have a GI side effect, and beans are a really good example of that. People start, think about how we eat beans. Most of us are not eating it daily. And then all of a sudden we sit down and eat a huge
Yeah.
bowl of chili,
Yeah.
right? Um, and then, yeah, so you're adding a whole lot of soluble fiber, a whole lot of prebiotic fiber. And if you have that dysbiosis, then yes, you're potentially going to have more bloating. And if you've added all that bulk, you're potentially going to slow motility too much, add more bloating without adding that water in. So there's steps that I'll take to incrementally build up that tolerance to fiber. And of course, there's ways to make fiber more digestible. There's definitely higher fiber foods that are less fermentable, that contain lots of great prebiotics, but don't have that same, fermentation or same fermentability and fermentable nature in the body. And so sometimes I'll emphasize those initially before adding in the onions and the garlic and the beans and the cauliflower and all these things that we know can create a little bit more GI distress.